79 wins could turn into 86, 87 wins. All of a sudden, you're in conversation with one of the wild card spots. Are they at that level, in your opinion?
Well, they are. They have a ton of reasons for being optimistic. Absolutely optimistic. This team is not. Years ago, a slogan was, well, we have hope. Look, they've got an outstanding pitching staff. Now, do they got to do it again? Yes, they do. They've got a solid bullpen. Best bullpen since in the 6 years I was doing the show I have seen. It's got depth, and Familia is a sleeping giant. That kid's a sleeping giant. Let me tell you something. I think better days are ahead for him. He's outstanding. Very impressive with the fastball, with movement, the razor blade slider. I mean, he's awesome. So the bullpen is solid. The starting staff, they have to continue to be solid. Harvey's a big question mark. I don't like the fact that they like to hang a lot on Harvey. He missed a year. I don't think that's fair to him. He likes it. He loves it. He wants to be the point guy. But they've got a staff they haven't had. Reason for optimism. Absolutely. The reasons for caution is the obvious problem. The elephant in the room in this case, and that is the offense. The offense is not that good. They just don't hit in the clutch for whatever reason. They brought in Kadire to help. He's a veteran player. He's been under fire before, so he knows what that's like. So the offense has to go out there and get it done. Duda you just mentioned Duda's going to miss a little bit because of the rib cage problem that seems, epidemic with hitters nowadays. But the offense is a problem. They didn't do a lot to address it, and the defense is marginal at best. And very few teams have an outstanding staff for 162 games with average, below average, in a 985 fielding percentage or less. Very few teams have a solid pitching staff. It doesn't work that way. They didn't address that. So I have my concerns defensively, offensively, but no, the pitching staff feel good about that.
All right, well, let's focus on the offense and David Wright. Mm-hmm. It's easy to explain away his season because of the shoulder. I think he played on it way too long, but he's also getting older. He hasn't been the same hitter since getting hit by Matt Cain 5 years ago. Yep. So how do you feel? What can I logically expect from David Wright this year?
Well, I think he'll be more relaxed. I think he's settled in with his contract. I think that weighed on him. That was why he tried to play through that shoulder. He might have gone into some bad habits. The good thing about the offseason, it's a reset button. Good year, bad year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, reset button. So perhaps the time away from the cage, day in and day out, the grind, perhaps letting his body heal is going to help him. But you're exactly right. When he got hit in the head, that left a mark. And I don't mean that to be funny. It left a mark on his psyche when he's in there. And I've seen the one pitch that he struggles with, and that is the freeze-me slider. Freeze-me slider is when I start at you, and it's basically a hanging slider. He struggles with that. His first move, and you could watch it, is a little bit of a flinch. Now, I get it. I'm afraid of everything. Certainly a ball coming at me, I'm terrified of. I get it. But he hasn't gotten past that. Now, if they throw the slider middle to the black away, that's his base hit to right. But I saw more pitchers throwing the freeze-me slider. There was guys, I don't recall who because I'm old now. The book was you got to throw him the freeze-me slider, the hanging slider, because once it's at him, he shuts down. He's not going to swing. Now, the ball winds up being right down the middle on a tee. And when you let it go, I kid you not, when you let it go, you flinch. Because I know where that ball came out of my hand. That's middle. And you watch the guy freeze, take it, or pop it up. You see it all the time. So that's something, a demon he's got to get through. No one's going to work harder to get through it than David. No one. And I think once he does, he'll be in good shape. I think having Kadire, his buddy there, to help a little strengthen the lineup, he won't feel he has to do the whole thing. So there's good things for David to bounce back. And like I say, the reset from the winter is probably going to help him.
Just a quick aside about getting hit by Cain. That's why I don't understand, Bobby, why the Marlins committed that kind of money to Stanton until they see how he's going to react after being hit in the face. And that was worse than how David was hit.
Horrible. Just horrible. We still picture that, don't we? Awful, and you're exactly right. But they put faith in this kid's age. He's young.
Right.
They know him. They know what makes him tick. And with that in mind, they said, this is a worthwhile investment. Let's do it. Now, in my opinion, what I've seen, the way I've seen this guy play, the way he is fearless going out there and covering the outside part of the plate with pop, with a lot of pop, I don't think he's going to have the lingering effect. I don't. I would not go out there and throw him freeze-me sliders.
Now, I think two things happened for the Mets during the offseason that will help their offense. I think the biggest acquisition, even bigger than Kadire, is Kevin Long, who's an outstanding hitting coach. and Don and I fight about this all the time. Bringing in the fences in right center field, I think, makes Curtis Granderson a 30 home run hitter and gets David Wright to swing the way he used to at Shea Stadium. Your thoughts?
Well, you know what? They keep adjusting this yard, trying to find, a winning formula. The problem is the pitching staff gives up a lot of home runs. The pitching staff walks a lot of people. Those are two things they've now compromised. Because if you're walking people and you got a staff that's giving up home runs, they're going to start. I'm going to start getting more runs. I got to score. Is that going to be balanced by Granderson being able to hit those balls and flipping in the right field seats? I don't know. I know the strikeouts are incredibly problematic. Here's another guy. I thought he was miscast completely last year in the 4-hole. He never looked comfortable. He didn't want to be there. He had the pressure of the money. Now the pressure of the 4-hole thrives in the 2-hole. The best thing I'm hearing now is they're thinking about putting him in the 2-hole. I love it. I think that's where he needs to be, and leave him alone. Let him play in the 2-hole. I know he spent a lot of money on him,
right,
but he is what he is. Put him in the 2-hole. He's going to punch out, but maybe once he gets off on a good foot, which he didn't last year, the shorter porch will help him. One of those fly balls goes in the seats, and then you've seen guys turn on. Look at Darno. First game back last year from his disastrous first half, home run, and he took off from there. So.
But my concern is now Lagares is your leadoff hitter. Is that going to work?
He's got some speed. He's sneaky fast. He's 0 to 60 quick. He's not a burner, but he gets there quick. He gets to his top speed quick. That helps. He's learning how to steal bases. That helps. They don't have a true base stealer this year. They got guys who sneak a couple. They've completely shut down Murphy. He was sneaking a few for a while, but it's kind of pointless because he doesn't have the speed to score from second, and he doesn't get good jumps. I think Lagares could be a nice leadoff hitter. He's got a great bat. I like the way he swings. I don't want to see him get take happy. He's a free swinger. There again, where a guy hits in the lineup far outweighs who's in front of me or who's behind me. I have to be cast in the right slot. You can ask every hitter. They're not comfortable. I'm not comfortable hitting second or third or fifth or whatever. And most of us go, well, who cares? What's the difference? They care. They care a lot. It's like a pitcher being a starter or a bullpen guy. Some guys don't like the bullpen. I think having Granderson in that 2-hole, having Lagares leading off, who's going to get on base, and he's going to hit some doubles because he sprays the thing. He takes a good swing, sprays the thing. Don't force him to be a walker. You force him to force walks, not take a walk, mind you, but force walks, then he'll become void as far as the leadoff hitter.